Under the humid London evening air, the smell of rain mixed with cold mist seeped through the glass windows of a quiet house in Notting Hill. Under the yellow light from the living room, Tony McGill sat quietly in front of his laptop. On the screen was an unsigned divorce contract. Next to him, a half-empty glass of red wine. He stared at the name Katrina Balfe, the wife who had been everything to him. Their seemingly perfect marriage was falling apart, and according to sources close to them, the cause was once again linked to the name that both the press and fans kept mentioning, Sam Heughan. Katrina Balfe and Tony McGill married in 2019 in a private ceremony in Somerset. At that time, Katrina was at the peak of her career as Claire Fraser in Outlander, while Tony, a talented music producer, chose to step back and quietly support his wife. But that peace did not last. After years of co-starring with Sam Heughan, who played Jamie Fraser Clare's destined love, the line between acting and real life gradually blurred. Fans around the world saw them as the perfect couple, despite Katrina being married. The glances, smiles in interviews and behind-the-scenes photos made the public believe that there was an unnamed feeling between them. At first, Tony chose to stay silent. He understood his wife's work, understood the glamorous world she lived in. But that silence gradually turned to suspicion, then anger. It all exploded when Tony participated in a music podcast, and the host, perhaps unintentionally, asked about his married life with the Outlander star. Tony smiled, but the answer shocked the public. It's hard to compete with a man like Sam Heughan. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a replacement in a story she never wants to end. Just one sentence, the media exploded. A series of headlines appeared. Tony McGill secretly admits marital conflict over Sam Heughan. Katrina Balfe accused by husband of still having feelings for co-star. When she received the news in Paris, where she was filming a new movie, Katrina was stunned. She reread the interview excerpt, her hands shaking with anger. She immediately called Tony. She said harshly, "What did you just say?" Tony: "You made me a laughingstock in the press?" Tony just replied, "I'm telling the truth. Do you know how tiring it is to live in Sam Heughan's shadow for so many years?" The argument ended with Katrina's cold words. "You may be bored, but don't ever drag Sam or me into dirty media stories again." A few days later, when Katrina returned to London, Tony had moved out. He left a note: "I don't want to be in a marriage where every dinner is spent talking about another man. I love you, but maybe that love is the wrong way." Katrina sat silently by the window for hours, the rain pouring down. Meanwhile, in Scotland, Sam Heughan was busy with a whiskey promotion. Although he didn't say it, he couldn't hide his worry. A close friend revealed Sam cares a lot about Katrina, but he knows he can't interfere. Not long after Katrina posted on X-Twitter, "I respect my personal life and hope others do too." Some things should end in silence instead of being painted with hurt and jealousy. And please, don't drag innocent people into my personal matters. The status went viral, understood as a message to Sam, who was caught in the eye of the storm. Meanwhile, Tony was spotted at a bar in Soho, his eyes red and his head down. The photo went viral with the caption, "The man left behind." Under pressure from the media, Sam Heughan, who is usually secretive, was forced to speak up. "Katrina is a close friend, a great colleague. Nothing more. Please leave her alone." But those words were not enough to quell the speculation. The tabloids continued to fabricate the love triangle story, posting photos of them attending events together, laughing and talking, as evidence of an ambiguous relationship. Caught in the eye of the storm, Katrina almost collapsed. She temporarily suspended all projects, avoiding public appearances. One October afternoon at a small cafe along the Thames River, Sam suddenly appeared. No bodyguard, no manager, just Sam in a grey wool coat. His eyes sad. Katrina looked at him and said softly, "You shouldn't have come. The press will just fabricate it again." Sam smiled. "I don't care. I just want to know if you're okay." In the silence, their eyes met. Like the first days on the set of Outlander. "I'm just tired," she said softly. Marriage gossip, the press? I never wanted anyone to get hurt. Sam put his hands on the table, not touching her, just saying softly, "You did the right thing." Sometimes being decisive is the only way to protect yourself. Katrina looked out the window where the sunset dyed the London sky red. Tony was the person I trusted the most. But when he turned pain into a weapon, I understood. People don't leave each other because they don't love each other anymore, but because they don't respect each other anymore. A week later, the two officially completed the divorce proceedings. The meeting at the lawyer's office was only lasted 20 minutes, but was heavy. Tony said, "I'm sorry. I don't hate you. I just can't stand seeing you and Sam together." Katrina replied coldly, "I lost you, not because of Sam, but because I don't trust you anymore." She left, not looking back. Tony sat back, his hands shaking, smiling bitterly. After that, Katrina left London, went to Dublin to live in seclusion, spent time writing scripts and taking care of herself. Friends revealed that she had changed, calmer, more mature, but also lonelier. She no longer believed in marriage, but still believed in friendship, especially with Sam. They still kept in touch, talked regularly, even though they both knew that every action was being watched. A year later, Katrina reappeared at the Venice Film Festival. She wore a minimalist black dress, her face radiant, but her eyes deep. When asked about the past, she just smiled. "I don't want to look back." Everyone has a period of time when they have to learn to be silent to heal themselves. The reporter asked, "Are you and Sam Heughan still in contact?" Katrina paused, nodded slightly. "We are friends. I hope everyone respects that." Across the ocean, Sam watched the interview in a hotel room in New York. He smiled slightly. She was back, strong, confident, and calm. The words, "Never mention me or Sam Heughan again," were not just a warning, but the last line Katrina drew to protect herself. In the noisy world of fame, she understood the most precious thing was inner peace, and Sam, though not saying it, still silently followed, like a loyal friend witnessing all the ups and downs in her life. Far away in the misty Scottish hills, where Jamie and Claire's legendary love story began, the strong woman's whisper still echoes. There are some things that need only be said once and never be forgotten.